Hello YouTube and welcome back to Let's Play Balloons Tower Defense 6. In this episode I'm going to be trying to beat a track on hard but using the alternate rounds, which I don't know exactly what that means, and I'll be showing you guys my monkey knowledge at the end of the episode, but that alternate balloons rounds, I don't know exactly what it means, but I'm pretty sure it's just like it adds camo and regrow and lead and stuff into rounds that it usually isn't, or they're just completely different rounds, like in terms of what balloons there are, which I think is really interesting because on all of these maps they basically just send you the same balloons, so it is interesting to get a bit of a variety in that, like even all the same difficulty or all the different difficulty modes, it's still just the same balloons, so it is kind of interesting to actually face something different, and of course there all those balloons just getting away, but thankfully one of the monkey knowledge things I have is basically like the what's it called, like those balloon bushes or those thorn bushes that grew in with the special agent in Balloon Tower Defense 5. It's kind of like that, where you generate 5 extra lives at a maximum of 25 per round. So that's nice to help me in the early stages when a couple of balloons slip by. Obviously when you get to the end and like a whole Moab slips by, that extra 25 is not going to help very much. Thankfully I don't think that happens this time. So the strategy I'm going with in this one is starting off with the hero. Now in case any of you don't know, because I didn't explain it at all I think in the last episode or two, the heroes work differently because they basically gain experience each round and level up on their own, increasing their attack speed, range, popping power, stuff like that, as well as some of them will like buff the towers near them. Like Oben, the one I'm using, gives magic monkeys an extra pierce, as well as when you level it up later, it gives all towers within its range extra range, which can be pretty useful. And not only do they just level up over time, but you can also spend your in-game cash to level them up, which is kind of nice. It's a nice idea, but I like using Oben because he's the only one that you can place right away without having to wait a few rounds to get the money for him, basically. But on the other hand, upgrading him like with money doesn't really feel worth it, because like he doesn't really feel that much stronger. Like he probably is a lot stronger when you do upgrade him all the way, but I don't know, I never really feel like putting money into him is worth it, which is kind of strange. If you've played the game and you've used him, let me know if you disagree, if you feel like it's worth upgrading him sooner or something. But anyways, other than him, because he already pops lead, and he's got pretty decent attack power in general, so I'm supplementing him with a ninja monkey because they can see the camo balloons, which show up on round 24. Well, actually on the alternate rounds it shows up much sooner, and then even lead balloons show up on like round 10, which is pretty difficult to deal with camo and lead balloons by round 10. Thankfully Oben is good for the lead balloons, and then I'm throwing in the monkey apprentice because I would like some camo lead because of that right there. That is some camo lead coming in on round 30, and then I'm using the sniper monkey because I know that the Moab is, I'm pretty sure the Moab still only shows up on round 40. I don't think that's any sooner or any different really. But what's interesting about the sniper monkeys is that now in order to get the camo detection, you have to either give up the fast firing or the extra layers. So basically either giving up your strength or your speed, which is really interesting. It's an interesting trade-off, because you need the extra layers to pop lead, But then in my opinion, you need the extra speed to, you know, actually be more useful. So if you have like a Shimmer Monkey Apprentice, or there's actually a Ninja Monkey upgrade that removes camo from balloons, which I'll talk about in a few minutes. Like you can use stuff like that, or even the Monkey Village, to give the Sniper Monkey camo detection, and then you can just give extra strength or speed or whatever to his attacks. I actually tend to go with, surprise, surprise, the extra speed on the Sniper Monkey. And I say it like that because I'm pretty sure when I was playing Blue Star Defense 5, I would usually go for the extra speed on the Sniper Monkey. Kind of the argument for why you would or wouldn't go for that is if you upgrade the amount of layers it can pop, then you don't have to deal with a bunch of lower tiered balloons when you pop like a ceramic or something. But if you just use like Glaive Ricochet or Balloon Impact or whatever, like a good area of effect type of balloon or tower, I mean, then you can, you know, take care of those extra little balloons pretty easily. And I really need to test like the popping power of that Necromancer Monkey, because I feel like he's a must. Like he's just really useful, and once I use him, I like almost never have to deal with regular balloons. Like he's just really cool, but I have no idea if he even affects Moabs or like how much. But anyways, the Sniper Monkey, I prefer to use the extra attack speed, because while it is useful to stop Moabs, or at least slow them down with the Cripple Moab ability, I think it's called, that is useful, but it doesn't necessarily add popping power. Like you could of course argue if you're up against like one ZOMG, it's definitely helpful, but when you're up against like 10 Moab class balloons, then it's not as useful. But if you have the extra attack speed, then not only do you destroy Moabs faster, but you also can pop regular balloons a lot faster, which in my opinion is pretty useful, because you're not always fighting Moabs. When you get to later rounds, you're mostly fighting Moabs, but you know what I mean. Now I was going to say about the Sniper Monkey, I mean not the Sniper Monkey, I was just talking about the Sniper Monkey. The Ninja Monkey, I kind of don't like the second tier, or like the middle upgrade path, because that's the one with distraction, which I never really enjoyed using. No, well, not so much that I didn't enjoy using it, just that I never really prioritized using distraction on Balloon Star Defense 5. It was more of just a, I guess, because it's not that expensive type of thing. That's the first tier upgrade on the middle tier, if that makes sense. And then the second one is like camo countermeasures, I think is what they called it. I actually don't remember what it's called. I think it was camo countermeasures, but I could be just thinking of the thing from Bloons Monkey City. Anyways, so that upgrade makes it so that any of your shuriken will shred the camo layer off of balloons, which is really cool. It's really useful, except by choosing that upgrade path, you give up the ability to either use multiple shuriken or the ability to use Seeking Shuriken, basically, because the Seeking Shuriken and the multiple shuriken are on different upgrade paths, so you can't have both and the camo thing, which means that if you upgrade to additional shuriken, so you can shoot like 5 out at once, then they're not going to be Seeking Shuriken, so it's just going to be like a wave of shuriken, which I'm sure has its uses, and it's probably not as bad as I feel like it is, but I really want Seeking Shuriken when I have multiple projectiles. Of course, when you have Seeking Shuriken, but you don't have multiple shuriken, then it's, hold on, just lowering the volume on my phone. Anyways, when you have multiple or when you have Seeking Shuriken, but not multiple shuriken, that's what I'm trying to talk about, then when you're just shooting out like one shuriken at a time, you don't really need the Seeking ability, because especially in the later rounds, you're just going to be hitting into a wall of balloons, which again is kind of an argument towards not needing Seeking Shuriken when you have multiple. But anyways, I hope you know where I'm going with this. Like, I hope I'm making sense. But another thing is the third tier in that upgrade path with the camo sabotage or whatever is Shinobi Tactics, which, if I remember correctly, it says it increases the attack speed of other Shinobi when you use it. So you can just like clump together a bunch of Shinobi and they'll have really fast attack speed, which sounds nice. And again, maybe I'm misunderstanding how that works, but that means you're spending a lot of money spamming a tower that can already detect camo balloons, and you have to purchase an upgrade that gets rid of camo on balloons in order to get a really fast throwing ninja monkey who either can't have multiple shuriken or can't have Seeking Shuriken. So it's kind of like building a bunch of wizard monkeys with shimmer. I mean, not ninja. Did I say ninja or wizard? It's kind of like building a bunch of wizard shinobi. Wizard monkeys with shimmer. It doesn't really make sense if you're getting rid of the camo detection when you only have towers that use camo. And I'm not saying that you have to only use ninja monkeys when you're doing the shinobi tactics, but if you're going to be spending a lot of money on the same ninja monkeys, then you're not going to be spending as much money on things that can't see camo. You know what I mean? Anyways, all of that to say, I don't really like the middle path on the shinobi or on the ninja monkey. But again, maybe I'm misunderstanding that. Maybe it also increases the attack speed of like the Bloonjitsu Master, because that'd be cool, probably. But anyways, I didn't even mention that I'm not doing this on the first track that I did from yesterday's episode. I'm doing it on the next track because I figured, I've already shown that track before. I made pretty good progress, I think, on whatever difficulty it was. I think it was on Impoppable. So I figured I might as well show you this track because I actually did record like a little bonus video that I might upload today. I'll probably just save it for tomorrow because I have to re-record stuff, technical issues that I should have foreseen, but I did not. What was I going to say? But the strategy I'm using here, now that my strategy is a lot more developed, is of course Ninja Monkey for the starting, and then Bloonjitsu Master, because how can you not use Bloonjitsu Master? They're awesome. Necromancer Monkey, because they're also awesome, and they just help wreck the regular balloons, the non-Moab ones. I have an Alchemist to buff the the Bloonjitsu Master, as well as to debuff the fortified Moabs, which I'm pretty sure it works. It's just hard to tell because I think it says that it gets rid of the the fortified status on a balloon, but I don't know if it removes the Moab. If it removes the fortified status from a Moab, or if it just does extra damage to Moabs in general, and like maybe fortified Moabs or something. I don't know how that works exactly. I need to test it. But in addition to that, I'm using the Dark Knight Super Monkey because I love that thing. I think it's probably my favorite of the Super Monkey upgrades. And then I'm coupling it with 2 Moab presses, one with the glaive upgrade and then one with the fast throwing upgrade. I only want to go 2 rather than like 5 because I didn't want to spend all of my money on it and then not have enough money to get other popping power type of things. And then I have a wizard monkey, which I keep calling a wizard monkey when technically they're monkey apprentices, but at this point they're no longer apprentices because that wizard is using arcane spike to do extra damage to Moabs. And another thing I didn't even mention, I don't think, at all ever, in 3 videos that I've made, is that part of the, I don't want to say gimmick, but like the new thing about Bloons Tower Defense 6 is that because the game is in 3D and everything is, well, not everything, but there are 3D models on screen or whatever, there's line of sight, where like that big tree stump in the very middle of the stage, if you use like a sniper monkey or something, it'll block its vision and it can only shoot at specific spots. That's why I have to put the sniper monkey on the tree stump so that it's above all of that and it can, you know, shoot freely, which I think is an interesting twist and makes things more difficult, but I don't like it because then it makes things more difficult, which again, I understand is the point. I don't think it's like a bad decision. It's just, I wouldn't necessarily call it a fun decision, if that makes sense. And you can get rid of most obstacles by spending money to remove them, but I think specifically for this tree stump you can't, and I don't know, I feel like on hard mode you can't get rid of obstacles. Maybe that's just me not remembering things correctly or not paying enough attention, because I don't usually remove the obstacles, except there's this one map that if you've played this game before, you probably know what map I'm talking about, where you like have to remove obstacles, and it's just a crazy map. And that one in particular was really interesting because it made me like actively think, okay, I need to change my playstyle in order to beat this map. So I definitely give you know, props or kudos or whatever to that stage. And it does look like I'm doing a bit better on this attempt than I did on that last episode. Well, I mean, except for right now, because it looks like I'm right about to lose, but then magically all those balloons just disappear. It's awesome. I don't even actually know what I did to get rid of them. I'm pretty sure it was the Necromancer, but also that Glaive Ricochet that I was about to place, or I did place, but then I sold it because I was like, oh, okay, I guess the balloons died or whatever. And then I figured because I'm using the sniper monkey that stuns with Moab, and I know I was talking earlier about how I wanted to use the not that one, but for whatever reason I was using it here, and I use some Moab maulers near the beginning of the map because the Moab press boomerang throwers keep them away from all my other towers. So in order to just finally pop them, I had to throw in some Moab maulers just to do some extra damage while they're stuck there, which I really enjoy. Let's see, what else? I've also got one of the alchemists leveled up to where when it throws its potion or flask or whatever onto a Moab, it coats the Moab in a substance that makes it explode whenever it's defeated. Like, it doesn't blow it up in order to defeat it, but after it is popped, it'll explode. And I'm assuming that does damage to the ceramics that come out of it, but it might specifically do damage to everything else around the Moab and then drop the ceramics. But again, I would need more testing, or if anyone else has tested that or seen someone else test it, feel free to let me know in the comments. And then at the end here, on round 79, I figure, oh, might as well throw in a tack shooter and give it overdrive or overload. I'm pretty sure it's overdrive, but now I can't remember. You know, over in that little corner, because why not? I feel like that's useful, but I don't even remember if balloons even make it that far while I'm doing this. And let's see. Yeah, round 79, a bunch of fortified balloons, which again, I don't really notice the fortified balloons because, like, I'm sure if I actually stopped and paid attention and like counted how many seconds it takes to defeat them or something, I would realize that yes, the fortified balloons, especially the Moabs, take longer to beat. But like I kind of mentioned before, it doesn't require a specific type of balloon. I mean, not balloon. Doesn't require a specific type of monkey in order to defeat them. It just requires more monkeys or more powerful monkeys. There are one or two, maybe 3 towers that I can think of that deal extra damage to fortified balloons or remove the fortified status, like the alchemist. I'm pretty sure the sub has like armor piercing rounds, which help deal with the did I say ceramic? I meant fortified. I don't know. Gosh, all these words and terms. I think the bomb shooter has an upgrade that either does damage, like deals extra damage, or just ignores the fortified status. And not really sure what else does anything to the fortified. If you can remember any, feel free to comment down below. Yeah, now I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for those Moabs to get popped. Because I've got 3 Moab Maulers over there trying to get rid of them. With that Moab press and Sniper Monkey doing good work. And then what I really like about the Dark Knight is that it has that knockback effect. And yay, I won! And I'm like 99% sure I did not use a continue on that. So yay, no continues. And huzzah. And then I'm pretty sure the rest of the, the rest of the video is just looking at the monkey knowledge. I'm actually going to kind of call it an episode here, unless I just randomly keep talking for the next like 2 minutes, which I probably will. Well, you know what? Yeah, I'm not going to call it an episode yet. I'm going to try to time it to where it's near the end of the episode, but now I'm just kind of stalling, which I don't need to do, because what I wanted to talk about is how I kind of feel like the monkey knowledge is a little bit underpowered. I really liked in Bloons Star Defense 5 when you can build up a specialty building and you're able to like specify, okay, like I want to use Buccaneers and this tower will help the Buccaneers be awesome. And you can kind of build different strategies around it, like the Buccaneer being able to pop lead with its normal shots because of the specialty building. I think that was really cool because then you can use it as a lead popping without going to the cannon ship. You can just do the destroyer. And that, you know, changes the way you play. But from what I can see on all these monkey knowledges, it doesn't feel that impactful. Probably the biggest thing was like the dart monkey, its triple shot can now do a 4th dart every 4 shots, and then it has 1 extra pierce. I mean, that's useful, but I don't use dart monkeys that often. So, I mean, you know, and then, like, it's really just, like, that last upgrade in all of the trees that really seems worth it. But, yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.